G'day guys, and welcome to this business management lesson. In today's lesson, we're looking at key knowledge point 125. That is Unit 1, Area of Study 2, and the fifth key knowledge point for this area of study. Today specifically, we're looking at business resource needs, including natural, labour, and capital resources, and the factors that might affect how you choose which resources you're going to be using with your business. When we're talking about business resource needs, we're talking about the first stage of the operations system. If operations is doing the core function of your business, for manufacturing businesses, it would be making whatever it is that you make. For service-based businesses, it would be delivering the service that you're paid to deliver. If operations is the core function of your business, then the inputs are what you need to make that happen. This is where our resources are found. This is where we need to consider our resources. Natural resources include anything that comes from the earth. Iron ore, gold, coal, gas, wood, water, anything like that. Labor resources are the people involved in your business. It might be that you need them for their ability to push a wheelbarrow or their ability to lift a heavy box, in which case they're pretty much there for their labor. But you might also be recruiting based on an individual's skills, experience, or knowledge, whatever it is that they can bring to a business to help achieve the core function of your business. And certainly your capital resource can be considered the tools that you use to do your business that aren't used up by doing your business. So any tools, any machinery, the vehicles that you use for your business, the buildings that you operate in, if they belong to your business, those are your capital resources. When it comes to choosing resources of any kind, the first thing you need to think about is the quality of those resources. High quality resources are going to help you produce high quality outputs. High quality labor efforts are going to produce high quality outputs. As long as you have high quality inputs, high quality resources, you can expect to be producing high quality products or delivering high quality services. That in itself will make your business more competitive. Customers like high quality products. They want to buy good quality goods and services. And so making sure that the quality of your resources is high will help you achieve that. Certainly, the next thing you need to consider is the reliability of the supply of those resources. Suppliers who do sell you resources, if they are reliable and they can deliver those resources in time, on time, and in the quantity that you need, and in a consistent quality that you need, that is good. It is not ideal, as this picture would suggest, to be running a business where you have to close your doors because the reliability of your supplier is questionable. And certainly when we're considering our human resources, our employees, the reliability of these employees is important. Doesn't matter if you are operating a hospital and you have recruited the very best surgeons, the most highly skilled, highly decorated, the best surgeons in Australia. If they regularly don't show up to work when they should, that's going to really compromise your business's ability to operate effectively. So ensuring that the work that your employees provide is always above the minimum acceptable standard for your business is necessary. And certainly we need to consider the social responsibility of our inputs, of our resources. Most customers prefer to purchase their goods and services from businesses that reflect the customer's own values. And these days, there are a few non-negotiables. Slavery is by and large entirely unacceptable. We don't tolerate it in Australia. It's been illegal for a long time, and most countries around the world hold a particular social perspective, a similar social perspective on the issue of slavery. So in most cases, the suppliers that you use, the sources of your resources, should be ones free from human exploitation and free from slavery. Customers will actively choose not to buy things from companies that have been shown to be using slavery in their supply chains. And if you are a business manager, you want to avoid bringing that kind of ill repute onto your own business, so you want to avoid that too. Now, if you're going to choose natural resources for your business, there are questions you need to be able to answer. Remember, this key knowledge point is about the choices, the considerations that will affect your choice of resources. So we need to know where our resources are coming from. Is the environment or are humans being exploited in that supply chain? We need to know, is this source of natural resources sustainable? And are they going to be affordable into the future? We need to know if there is environmental damage or if there's wastage involved in using these resources. We need to know if there's any way that using these resources can minimize negative impacts on the environment. And we certainly need to know if there is any way, when thinking about energy needs, is there any way that can minimize energy wastage, because it's one source of environmental harm for businesses as well. So while there's no answers there, hopefully that list of questions helps you think through what you might need to evaluate when choosing natural resources. Similarly, with labor resources, you need to think about what kind of skills your employees will need. You need to think about what you can offer as an employer to attract and retain workers. You need to think about what kind of training you'll need to implement inside your business to help your employees be the most engaged and motivated, be the most effective that they can be. Certainly in many cases, for career line professionals, there's an expectation that individuals will have gone and got an education or training in particular skills and knowledge first. For example, if you run a law firm, your applicants for the positions of lawyers will have needed to go through a university course to learn the ins and the outs of the legal system in Australia. And certainly you would need to consider, are there things that you want to be sure that your employees know how to do? So what kind of training you would need to add on top of the base level skills and knowledge you'd expect them to get from that kind of training ahead of time. Other things like fair pay and healthy working conditions you need to consider. The legal responsibilities of businesses in terms of paying tax, paying superannuation, and maintaining OH&S. Resolving disputes. There are all sorts of things you need to consider with regards to labor resources. And finally, when you're choosing your capital resources, what kinds of tools and resources do you need to run your business? Will you do repair and maintenance of your capital equipment in-house, or will you have to get external contractors to do that? Is that something you can afford to do? Certainly, does the business have the right workers with the right skills to operate your capital resources is another consideration. Ultimately, for this key knowledge point, we're looking at broadly the resource needs of business. These are questions you might ask when evaluating the resource needs of a business, but because we're not talking about a particular case study, I can't give you any answers here. When you do get given a case study, feel free to come back to this video and think through these questions to evaluate whether or not the resources being chosen, or if you need to propose a source of resources, answering these questions in a way that meets the objectives of the business. In summary for this key knowledge point, all businesses require resources. They all need inputs to do their jobs. They all need inputs that they can turn into outputs, because if they don't have inputs, they have nothing to sell to the customer. The resources include material or resources, human resources, and capital resources. The factors that influence whether or not these inputs are suitable for a business include quality, reliability of supply, social responsibility, and generally speaking, whether they're affordable or whether they're going to help you meet your business objectives. That's all for today. See you next time.